Hi there, my name is Troels. Welcome to Silica. As you can see, Silka is super easy to use. In this case, this was a singular patch with a little bit of help from Valhalla, a great reverb. And all I'm doing is simply playing the choir like a piano. You'll notice that I'm using key switches and switching between the articulations, but all that was just a single patch using our 5-syllable soft arcs. And one of the neat things about Silka is that you can actually adjust the tempo. In this case, I was actually triggering the phrases at half tempo, but you can also play them in normal tempo, triplets, or twice as fast. And we have patches, both DFD, Time Machine 2 and Time Machine Pro patches. I prefer the Time Machine Pro, which fully adapts to your sequencer host tempo. So it really fits anything you're doing in terms of tempo. Let me show you another example, also just using a single patch from Silka. In this case, I'm using our 4-syllable soft arcs. So you get 4 counts in the way they sing, and this is also triggering the choir in half tempo. I'm also supplementing a little bit with our upcoming intimate studio strings, which is a beautiful library where you can actually assemble your own string section. So if you want 1 violin or 2 violins or 3, you can do that. So it's truly a modular library, and it really goes well together with Silka. They both had that very intimate, emotional, human kind of vibe to them. And so is the snow. One of the very unique qualities about Silka is the fact that we have multiple legato types. It's not just that you have your arcs and multivowels and they're polyphonic and all that, but we actually recorded a variety of new legato types as well for the library. So you have all the usual suspects like your A, U, A, all that, and they're dynamic, so you can play the choir soft and mod wheel down and harder as you gradually move your mod wheel up. But we actually have a variety of new legato types that's never been done before. One of the things I've been missing in choirs is their ability to be more rhythmic and textural, and that's really one of the things that Silka nails. Check this out. Let me just break that demo down a little bit because there's a lot of things happening. The demo starts by playing our staccato legatos, and it switches to no, 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 and a couple of different things. And then we're supplementing with our intimate studio strings, playing a new measured legato type underneath, and I'll cover that in a different video. But it's a fairly simple beginning, just using the staccato legatos, a little bit of the strings, and then some glockenspiels from our our acoustic grand ensembles, one of my favorite libraries. And then in the second proportion of the demo, I start using our 5-syllable soft arcs again, but this time I'm playing them in normal tempo, whereas we heard them playing half tempo before. So this gives you an idea about how flexible the choir is in terms of both singing really softly, but also for those faster types of expression. And then a little later on, I start supplementing with the intimate studio strings a little bit of their legato from the cellos and the basses. And then I have this little middle section where I'm using trills from Silica as well. We actually recorded multiple trills in multiple tempos, both half steps and whole steps. And they're awesome because you can finally get that beautiful da, 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 da kind of vibe. And they're hard to do with legato. There's a natural expression when they keep on going back and forth that could be hard to replicate with legato patches. So you actually have them in full-fledged deep samples in Silica as well. And then we move into that last part where I'm using some of our new triplets. We recorded these triplet percussive type of articulations, and you don't have to play them triplets, you can actually play them any way you want. But in this case, I'm using tick, tick, tick as a sort of triplet textural, almost percussive kind of choir quality on top of the rest. And then at the very end, I supplement with our auxiliary studio percussion, which is this super realistic percussion library, really great if you want to get very natural sounding percussion in your tracks. And speaking of super realism, let me show you one more demo here. In this case, I'm going to be mixing different articulations together from the library. So 5 syllables and 4 syllables and 2 syllables. And to really demonstrate how you can utilize different types of choral articulations together. You don't have to just stay with one patch. In fact, the library is really designed to work together with the different patches. Check this one out. And one of my favorite aspects of Silica is using our spot mics. In this particular demo, I was using the spot mics for all the articulations. I actually didn't use all 4, I just used 2 of them, and then I put them in a wide stereo configuration. You can see them pulled all the way to the left and right. And you'll also notice above the mix faders, you have these white buttons and it says EQ presence. I also dial up the EQ to bring out a little more air in the choir. And of course, those fat basses were coming from our 66 basses library, also one of my favorite libraries, completely nailing that big fat cinematic sound that can be hard to create because it requires an enormous amount of layering, and in this case we actually got 66 basses together to take it to the next level. You'll probably also notice that there was a little bit of those sort of textural choirs singing ah ah ah. We also recorded the textures both at different dynamics but also different speeds. You have them slow, you have them fast, so you can really build those rhythmic textural choirs with Silica, which is really one of the highlights of the sort of more percussive aspects of it. Let me show you one more demo where I'm also using our monophonic intimate legatos. Silica both contains polyphonic vowels, as you've seen with all the phrases, the 5 syllables, the 4, 2 syllables, all that stuff. But we also have monophonic true legato patches for both A, O, U, and And I prefer to use them together with the soft arcs. I think they really blend well. You can do all your melodies and all that. And they're completely fluent. You don't have any sort of legato bumps on them. They're beautiful to play and are really useful for counterpoint or melodic aspects in your choral compositions. I'm also supplementing with our new 1928 Steinway grand piano. That's my own piano actually. And then we'll also have a guest star from our secret instruments collection. This is a new collection of custom physical instruments we're building, but we're not going to show entirely what they look like. We'll show like little macro photos and stuff, but we really want to create new instruments in the physical realm, then deep sample them, but not judge them by their visual quality, purely by their sonic quality. And let's check out what the whole thing actually sounds like together. So this is Silica plus our piano plus our new secret instrument. And our 8 glockenspiel. There was actually 7 glockenspiel players playing together at the same time. It's a perfect articulation. And there you have it. This is Silica. It's over 43 gigabytes of compressed sounds. That's a little over 100 gigabytes uncompressed. You have a near infinite amount of articulations that can be both manipulated in time, combined in any way you want. You have 2 syllables, 4 syllables, and 5 syllable arcs that can be triggered at multiple tempos. You got all your traditional hall microphones, Decca and so forth, but you have up to 4 spot microphones and the choir as well. You have a wide selection of intimate legatos, whether those are our polyphonic legatos for all our syllable arcs or our deep sampled monophonic intimate legatos for A, O, U, and You have additional legatos for more textural and rhythmic type of compositions, all the tiki-tiki and nu-nu-nu and oo-oo and all that stuff. But perhaps most importantly, we have a choir that is heartfelt, a choir that simply works on the keys, a choir that can be played like a piano but sound like a real choir. And to me, this is the next step in super realistic deep sampling. It's a library that wants to say something. It has a soul on its own. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.